Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a new eyeshadow palette to play with. Who's surprised? But I can't help myself, you guys. There's so many gorgeous palettes coming out and I'm gonna be on maternity leave soon, so I figure I might as well crank out the palette videos for you guys. So if you want to see some swatches, 2 eye looks, and hear my first impression thoughts on the new Beauty Bay X Jade palette, then just keep watching. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. You know the drill here. We like to talk about new makeup releases, especially eyeshadow palettes, tan girl friendly, see swatches on my skin tone. So if all that sounds interesting to you and you're not already subscribed, highly recommend going ahead and doing so. On that bell so you're notified every time I post, and without further blabbering, let's get into it. So I'm planning on filming, editing, and uploading this video today. I already have another video up for today, which is Thursday, I believe, and that's the Viseart palette video. So I did 3 looks with 3 different Viseart eyeshadow palettes. If you missed it, I kind of posted it really early today, so if you missed it, highly recommend checking that out. I'll try and remember to link it up in the cards for you guys or down in my description box, just because I thought that was a fun video. Also, the Beautylish gift card event has begun. So I did make a community post with some of my recommendations. They have a ton of brands that I love. Natasha Denona. They've got the Viseart palettes. They've got the new Danessa Myricks palette. So you can get a $20 gift card with every $100 you spend. It's kind of an awesome deal. And they have some more kind of indie brands like Sugar Pill, RCMA, as well as Uma Beauty. So highly recommend checking out that community tab post if you guys are interested in shopping through there. I will make a small commission, which goes right back into my channel. So those are the announcements I have. I did go ahead and grab this palette because you guys know I love the Beauty Bay eyeshadow formula. I just posted a video last Friday, I think, with the Opulence palette. And I did film another video with the Golden Age palette, which was the neutral palette. I wanted to insert a picture in that video and I'm still waiting for it. So if I don't get that picture by this weekend, I'll probably post that, and that video will be a chatty get ready with me as I get ready for family photos. So keep an eye out for that if you guys are interested in seeing the Golden Age palette from Beauty Bay. But yeah, I'm so excited because I did grab this and it just came in. So I did do some close-ups and some swatches for you guys. So let's go ahead and insert those right here. Okay, this palette is made in the PRC and it has a 12-month shelf life. It's cruelty-free and vegan. It also has 42 colors. Net weight is 42 by 1.4 grams or 0.05 ounces. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed the swatches. I did try and turn down my lights. We'll see. Still need to get my husband in here to help me adjust my camera settings, so I'm trying to make it work while I wait for time. He's just so busy, you guys. He works full time, and when he comes home, this is like the last thing he wants to do. So I'm just trying to be understanding of that, and I don't want to mess with my camera because it's expensive and I don't want to fuck it up. So I'd rather just try and adjust the lights. Hopefully it's okay. Hopefully you understand. Most of you do, but I'm just addressing the people that like to point out the obvious things like, oh, did you know your lighting? Yes, I know. I understand. I get that it's annoying. I'm trying my best. I'm also gonna have a baby in like 2 weeks, so the amount of fucks I give are very low at this point. Anyways, this palette is massive. I had a ton of fun swatching it. I did do comparisons as well with the existing Beauty Bay palettes I have, so I did see some similarities, but honestly, I just couldn't say no to this palette. And I'm going to do 2 different eye looks on each of my eyes. You guys said that you like to see variety, so I will give you variety. And I kind of want to break it up by like the lower half and the upper half, because the lower half has like blues and greens and neutrals, and then the upper half is more like that sunset vibe. So I'm very excited. The shade Orion needs to go on my eyes ASAP. So I'm going to grab a Sigma E38 and I'm going to go into the shade Orion. I don't really have a plan as far as the eye looks I'm going to do, but I'm so excited to try out this palette because it just looks like so much fun, and you guys know I love the Beauty Bay formula. So I'm just blending this into the inner half of my crease. Such a pretty pigmented grungy green shade. I'm going to go into the shade 2222, which is actually like a limey yellow green, and I'm going to put that on the inner corner. I actually just changed my mind on the eye look I wanted to. I kind of want to do something else than what I started off with. I was going to do a grungy eye, but now I'm still going to do a grungy eye, but I'm going to combine these 2 shades in kind of a different way. Nice. That actually layered on pretty good on top of that really dark color, so happy with that. There was a bit of fallout. It's a bit of a dusty shade, but that's okay. I can wipe that down with a brush after I'm done with this eye look. Now I'm going to go into Orion, and I'm going to actually put that on the outer half. Okay, that is pretty much the crease work that I wanted to do. So for the lid, I'm going to go into Sand Dancer, and I think I'm going to use Mother Earth. And I do want to pull in a little bit of tourmaline on the outer corner. So I just need to find a small blending brush. So I'm going to go in with this one from AOA Studio, and I'm going to go into tourmaline and Capricorn, which is a brown actually. I think that'll probably be more flattering with the shade Orion. And I'm going to just try and deepen up the outer corner just a little bit. Okay, I love how this crease is looking. I was going to use this shade on the crease and then this one on the lid to make a grungy color story, but I used this shade and this shade instead, and I really want to put this shade Sand Dancer on my inner corner, and then maybe some of these other neutrals and some of these darker shades on the outer corner. So that's what we're going to attempt to do. I'm not sure how well Sand Dancer is going to go on my lid, because when it's swatched kind of like a topper shade. So I'm really trying to pick up a lot of it. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have a confession to make. You guys are gonna shame me. It's fine. But my friend Alex, I'll try and remember to link her channel below, but she was talking about how she really liked the new BH holiday palette on her Instagram stories. So she totally influenced me to buy it. So I did end up picking it up. I hope to have a video on it before baby comes, but in case you guys were wondering about that palette, she did say so far she really likes it, and I will hope to get something filmed with it before I have a baby. But if it gets delayed, then it gets delayed, and it is what it is. This color is actually working out pretty nicely. I'm trying to build it up as much as I can so it really pops that like yellowy greenness of it. Super pretty. And then I'm going to go into the shade Alien, which is like a golden shade. And I'm going to give it a nice bath as well with my brush. And I'm kind of using that on the middle section of my eye. And then for the outer portion, I'm going to go into Mother Earth, which is like a really pretty grungy army green color. This is Spare Time from the Raw Beauty Christie collection. And then I just have this little pencil brush. So I'm going to start off with the shade 2222 and really pack that on the inner corner. I love neon greens, just so you guys know. And then I'm going to go into Orion And I'm just gonna go on the outer corner here and blend. Just need some mascara, so now let's work on this eye. So I'm gonna grab a brush from ColourPop, and I'm gonna go into the shade Retrograde, which is this bright pink. Okay, next I wanna go into the shade Angel of the North, and it's like a dark burgundy shade. Ooh, that color just like, whoo, it like did not mess around. It's like pigmented. Okay, gonna add a little bit of tourmaline. What the heck did this brush do that the previous brush didn't? Because it like gave tourmaline another life there. Okay, I'm layering a little bit more of Angel of the Earth on top because I want it to be more burgundy, not so much black and pink. So hopefully that tones it down a little. And I'm gonna go back into the pink shade. So I'm toying with the idea of what shade to put on the lid. And I'm thinking, just thinking, it will be kind of spicy if I put the silver on, because I never do anything, like I always go for a monochromatic look. So let's try the silver. Let's see what happens. Let's see if I can pull this off. The silver shade is very soft and it's like moving in the pan. And then I'm gonna grab this shade called Rose Quartz, which is like a pink. Okay, so I did let the silver and the pink kind of mix a little, have a little baby. There's a ton of shimmer in my lower lash line. It'll pretty much get covered up once I do my lower lash line work. So I'm gonna grab this shade from ColourPop called Loverboy. Just gonna grab the same pencil brush. I'm gonna go into the pink shade called Retrograde. And like I did on the other side, I'm gonna pack on Retrograde. I'm going to put some blush and highlighter on, put some mascara on, and I will be right back to show you guys the two completed looks. Okay guys, so here is the final look. Let me quickly go over what else is on my face today. So I reached back in for my Alien Cosmetics liquid lipstick. This is in the shade Leaves. Oh my gosh, such a great go-to nude for the fall time. Next is my highlighter for my Shop My Stash this week. I've been loving Natasha Denona I Need a Nude Glow. I feel like this just goes with everything. And this is another one of my recommendations for the Beautylish gift card event or the Sephora sale, whichever one you're preferring to shop at. This is a really great like everyday highlighter shade for my skin tone. So if you have a similar skin tone to me or you're lighter, that should work. I don't know if you're darker how it'll work, but if you guys know, definitely let us know down in the comments. I also have been using my Gucci bronzer all week long. I've pretty much taken off the Gucci like embossing that was in the pan, so making progress there. For setting spray, I've been loving the ABH Dewy Set setting spray. I got this sent to me from Look Fantastic, and I'm just trying to use it up. So that was really nice. And then I'm wearing the Glowish powder today. This is in the shade Medium. Another good one if you're eyeing it for the Sephora sale. And then for blush, I am wearing the Patrick Ta blush palette. So I did use this shade on this side for this look because I thought it was more toned down. And this side, I was really feeling like the celestial, like sky kind of vibe, and I went a little overboard with the blush, but it was totally on purpose. So I mixed these two cream shades, the hot pink and the hot coral, and then I also tapped on a little bit of both of the powder blushes. So pretty much wearing like 5 out of the 6 shades in the Patrick Ta blush palette. So far, I'm really enjoying this. I did see that somebody commented saying that maybe this was sold out on the Sephora website. I'll have to double check. Otherwise, I think it is still available on Patrick Ta's website. Overall, I am really enjoying this palette so far. I did post a video on the Patrick Ta blush palette yesterday, and I went really heavy-handed with the blush palette then. So a lot of you were asking me like, can it be worn like more sheer? And I feel like I'm definitely wearing it more sheer now. And then some of you had asked if it dries down, and yeah, it does dry down. I didn't even think to comment on that because I have all of his individual blushes. So yes, they do dry down, and I went in with the powder first and then the cream, which is how Patrick Ta recommends you wear them, but I honestly like to wear them however I feel. So sometimes I feel like doing a cream blush and a cream blush only. Sometimes I'll do the cream blush and layer the powder on over it. That's kind of how I prefer to wear my cream blushes, but you can do whatever you want. There's really no rules with makeup. So that's kind of the breakdown of everything else that's on my face. And I just wanted to give you guys some updates on the Patrick Ta blush palette since you guys had asked. So now for the star of the show is this massive palette. I definitely feel like I need to do more looks with this because the 2 is not enough for 42 eyeshadow palettes. But overall, this is a fun palette. I don't own any of the other Beauty Bay giant palettes. They have like a rainbow one and a big neutral one and a bunch of other ones. I've always been tempted to try them, but I'm so happy with their 20 pan palettes that they do. Like the Wilderness and the Golden Opulence one was so good. Book of Magic, New Romantics, like they do such good 20 pan eyeshadow palettes that I never feel the need to purchase one of their big, more generic looking ones. I'm definitely planning on ranking my Beauty Bay palettes. I feel like I could do that. There's some ranking videos that I know you guys want me to do that I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can decide. But I feel like with my Beauty Bay, there's ones that I love, love, love. And then the other ones are kind of like 5, 6, 7 out of 10, you know? So I think I'm going to do that ranking video sometime soon. Overall, this palette is nice. It's definitely not my favorite Beauty Bay palette. I will say that I prefer some of the other palettes I have from them, but it's nice. I liked the mattes. They were very pigmented. I feel like the shimmers, there's a few different formulas. There's that, you know, very soft formula that like pushes into the pan, and then some of them are a little bit more of a dry formula, still very nice and foiled. But yeah, like this shade was pretty hard to pick up on a brush. So yeah, there's a few different metallic formulas in this palette, but nothing that you can't make work. And they're so like nice and pigmented. So very, very happy with the overall performance of this palette. I think it definitely held up to the standard that I'm used to with Beauty Bay. Also, I just love like the inclusion of all those fun matte shades. Now, I don't actually know anything about the creator of this palette, so I don't know if this is like her vibe, her aesthetic, and things like that. If you guys are familiar with Jade, you can definitely let me know down in the comment section. But I'm very happy. I'm glad I picked this up. I love that they have some colorful mattes, some neutral mattes, some deep colorful mattes, and some lighter colorful mattes. You guys know that's always like my #1 complaint with colorful rainbow palettes is that they gave me like a ton of colorful metallics and then no mattes to blend it with. So I feel like there's a good balance in this palette. It is essentially a big rainbow palette, and I know a lot of people on YouTube and in beauty say like, what's the point of launching a big rainbow palette in a collaboration? And I tend to agree, because the rainbow, like my friend Angie says, has already been curated for you. But who knows what people would do if they were given the chance to do an eyeshadow palette, you know? If somebody says make an eyeshadow palette, maybe it would be so hard to narrow it down that you would be tempted to do a rainbow look as well. So I don't know. I like this palette. It's definitely not my favorite. I wouldn't say like run out and pay full price and buy it. I would definitely direct you in the direction of the Wilderness palette or the new Age of Opulence. If you want to get your hands on some of the best for Beauty Bay eyeshadows, I would say those two are like my top 2 recommendations right now. That is everything for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you again for all the feedback on the 2 looks on one face question I had asked. I'm so happy that you guys gave me that feedback. So if you have any other feedback for me, let me know down in the comments, and I will see you in another video tomorrow. Bye, guys.